Good morning, sports fans.
Yeah,
you're in the cheap seats here, 96.3 WLCNonline.com, broadcasting live from BloNo Smoke, BloNo Smoke, right across from RP Lumber in Lincoln. Come on in, see the guys today. They will hook you up with, it's the new phenomenon, I guess, going on, vaping.
Vaping.
Have you ever vaped?
Well, I partied in the late 60s and the early 70s, so I might have vaped and not even known it.
I don't think they called it vaping back then. This is the legal stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's Bobby V sitting in with me today, the voice of the Lincoln Rail Splitter football squad. Game last night over in Olympia to finish up the season.
Well, it was a great game, Scott. You were there. You're alongside with me there filming it, and it was a heartbreaker in the end, but an exciting game to watch. We trailed by a point at halftime, 7-6. In fact, Olympia led 6-0. They went for a 2-point conversion, didn't convert. We came back, scored a touchdown, and how did we score that touchdown?
Metalco? You mean to come up the fourth quarter? We didn't score. We scored late in the second.
In the second.
And we had a 7-6 lead at half.
Yeah, that was Brent Metalco from 26-yard run, and that was a good run. He had a snake through the defenders, and then Grant Cooper kicked the extra point. That was I believe the halftime score.
Yeah, 7-6 lead.
7-6. And so in the second half, Olympia came out guns a-blazing, and they took a 20-7 lead right at the end of the third quarter. And my partner, Coach Ken Schweitzer, said, hey, if we score real quick, we're in this game. And lo and behold, we do. We go down the field. It was pretty quick. It was just very few plays. And Austin Cruz hit Will Cook. Cook went high in the air, caught the pass, an 18-yard catch. And again, Grant Cooper kicked the extra point. And that made it 20-14, so we're within 6. And we know we got a good shot at him. And there were so many great plays in that game. In fact, in all the years I've done sports for Lincoln High School and in football, the interception that Sean Cannon made was, I think I compared it to the Willie Mays catch. I looked out, and we had double coverage on their intended receiver, and it looked like Colin Miller, the young sophomore quarterback, just threw it away. He just heaved it down the field, and I'm thinking, well, that ball's gone. And here comes Cannon, just flying. It looked like he was running the 50-meter dash, sticks out his right hand and catches it, and brought it back a little ways. But one of the greatest catches I've ever seen in Rail football history.
And it is on film.
Yeah, you got it.
I did get it on film. I don't know if it's in focus because it was a bang play and you're trying to follow it. But check out Channel 5 on Comcast. You'll be able to see that replay, or go onto our website. They'll have that up and going. Hopefully it turned out. But yeah, there was a few good catches in that game that I recall. Even for the to-go-ahead touchdown for the Olympia Spartans, they had a nice touchdown.
That was a one-hander. Kid cut out with one hand.
Justin Slager, I think, and I think that was towards the end of the third quarter. With about 8 seconds left, he went up and made a one-handed
He made a great
grab.
catch.
So, yeah, it was a good game, very exciting. Obviously, like you mentioned, it was heartbreaking because the Raiders came up, 5 points short when they had the ball. They had the ball at the end of the game, driving down the field, and Cruz was rolling right, and I don't know what happened. He just kind of underthrew his receiver and went right to an Olympian Spartan to seal the game.
But, one of their seniors, and on that run, we came back and actually got the lead back 21-20.
Yeah.
Cruz on a 2-yard run. And then, like you said, they came back and scored. And we got the ball with 1:57 left in the game and made that drive, and just couldn't punch in the end zone. But Austin Cruz had a great game. Besides, he ran for the most yardage I believe he did all year.
Yeah, and he kind of took that team on his back, and he kind of just the way he was running last night, he was very patient. He would get to be in this long snap shotgun, and he wasn't going right away hitting that hole. He was kind of reading the defense and finding a seam, hitting it, and getting 10, 11 yards a carry, and he ended up with 137 yards. That's unofficial. That's Coach Schweitzer's stats. He's usually pretty close.
Yeah. Well, he was an educator for 30 years, so he's way smarter than me and you put together, so he's probably got him right.
Yeah, and we're going to go with his stats. He had Cruz down for 15 carries, 137 yards, and passing-wise, he had 10 completions for about 135 yards, and they ran that flea flicker again last night.
Oh, yeah, that was the third time.
Yeah. They got about 14 yards on that, and it was at a crucial part of the game, and able to pick up a first down.
Now, I get mixed up, Scott. I'm not the greatest football announcer ever, but is that also the hook and ladder? Is a flea flicker?
Flea flicker.
That's the same thing.
Everybody calls it different.
They got it different.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a pretty play, and we were talking to one of the coaches. I forget where we were at, Southeast Landfair, and he said that on one of those plays, the quarterback gets all that yardage, which is kind of weird if you look at the official ruling on it.
Well, yeah, it is, because do you give the guy that catches the ball the yardage for receiving?
Right.
And then he pitches it back to the running back or the other wide receiver coming around for the pitch. Does he get the
kind of a weird play
yards?
Because you're losing the yardage you made on the pass because you're throwing it backwards, and the guy coming, Sean Cannon's running full blast.
Yeah,
and
well,
I don't know.
We'll make up our own stats. It was a 14-yard gain, nonetheless, on first down. So.
Yeah.
But, it was a heartbreaker. Those seniors going to be moving on.
Yep.
Last time, a lot of them will be ever playing organized tackle football. And,
that's right.
I'm sure a few of the kids will move on and play somewhere in college. But
we've got quite a few of them playing now out there.
We do.
Former Railers. And, you asked me when I was leaving the booth to come up with a trivia question, speaking of former players. And there's quite a few of them that are coaches for the Rail Splitters. And we'll make that our trivia question to start off with. We might just fire off a few more besides that. But whoever calls in, what's the number?
737-3791.
And there's quite a few guys that have come back to coach the Rail Splitters. And if you can name them, we've already named, we've sort of a theme since Bobby V's been coming on the program, naming these guys. And when we were out at 1507 7th Street, yeah, you can tell I work for the water company. I just remember addresses.
What's the name?
1507 7th Street, Christian Nursing Home.
Christian Village, okay.
Yeah, and now we're in the 500 block of Woodlawn Road. Used to be 17th Street. But anyhow, there's quite a few coaches that have come back to honor the program, which is really great. And they were all, in their own right, great football players for the Rail Splitters.
Well, there's 7 of them. We've talked about
2 of them.
2 of them were trivia questions. One of them's coming in today, later on, to have an interview with us. So there's a little hint. There's 7 in total, former Railer football players. Call in 737-3791 and give us those names, and you're going to win.
No. It's just a fun thing. And also, we'll throw in some other tidbits. If you can get this right, name my 4 nephews that played Lincoln High School football. And on top of that, I just found this out yesterday. I'm always roaming the streets, find this out. And back, somewhere in one of the channels of my brain, I knew that Lincoln College had a football team at one time, way, way back, at the turn of the century. And can you tell me where that football field was at?
Well, basically, if you just call in and say something.
Just say something,
We're going to give you this free large 2-topping pizza from Stuffteria. And they do have, my mother-in-law was talking about it the other night. Jeff number 2 brought him in the wheat crust, bread crust, whatever.
From
Stuffteria, and they said it's amazing.
I love that stuff anyway, let alone the...
Now it's wheat.
Now it's got
healthy.
The health theme.
So,
you won't have a heart attack eating the pizza.
I won't feel guilty.
Right.
So
who cares? I mean, if you guess my middle name, you might even win.
Just call in. We'll give you something. But
we'll give you some static.
We have Coach McDonald coming in a little bit later. We're going to talk some college football. We'll talk some NFL. And yes, we're going to talk some Major League Baseball, the World Series going on right now. Jim Ash, a big Cardinal fan.
Yeah, his chest is
wearing
pumped
his
up
St.
over there.
Louis again, all smiles. And
the cameraman's in red. Is Lloyd, is he a Cardinal fan?
No, he's Phillies.
Phillies, okay, Phillies.
So we'll let him stay. And do you follow baseball much, Bobby?
Yeah, you know what my favorite part is even though I'm a Cub fan, I like to listen to the radio. The White Sox and the Cardinals and the Cubs have interesting broadcasters, and I can't figure out why Mike Shannon didn't go on the road anymore. I know he had surgery, but I just like listening to him because he's just that old-timey type of broadcaster.
Well, just like the guy from the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Been doing it for 60.
Vin Scully,
65 years, and I think he's coming back next year.
Yeah. No, I think this was his last year.
Was this his last year?
Well, ironic, this year I was out visiting my son in California, and we were visiting some of his friends up in L.A., and I was sitting on the couch, just got there, and they weren't paying any attention to me, the old man, and the TV's on, and Vin Scully comes on. That voice is just unbelievable. And this guy by the name of Puig comes up. I hadn't heard of him. It was like the second week of June, and he hits a grand slam. I'm going, who is this guy? So then the next week when I'm back at work listening to sports radio, you hear about this unbelievable story about Puig and how he got over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's an interesting story. But
Vin Scully, he a classic. They were the other day, since the Cardinals in the World Series, they were replaying the Ozzie Smith home run that Jack Buck did.
Another great pro.
Yeah, and I don't know if Jack Buck was on the radio for that. I think he was on TV. He was on radio when he made that call, go crazy, But Vin Scully was doing the TV broadcast, so it's interesting to hear his two of the all-time greats, of course, baseball broadcasters.
And baseball, it is the pastime of many Americans. I remember when I was a little kid coming home from school, 3:30 in the afternoon, turn on WGN, and there's Harry Carey.
Right.
Listening to him. It just, just things like that just brings back memories, which most Cub fans don't have a lot of good memories, so you just kind of pick and choose, and that's one of mine.
Yeah. Well, my memory is that when I was in grade school, I went to Old St. Patrick's grade school, which is where the playground is now behind Carroll Catholic. And the nuns were baseball fans, and back then I liked it better then because they played the games in the daytime. I think now that the young kids, they're asleep by the end of the games. They play them too late. But the nuns, the Blessed Virgin, whatever the name of their group was, would bring in a radio, and we'd get to listen to the World Series. Imagine that back in the 50s. The Yankees were always playing. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. Yeah. They'd have the ball game on, and that was a great memory I lived in grade school.
Well, I think we might have a caller here.
Okay.
Just hang out here. And the Cardinals, it's been a pretty sloppy World Series right now defensively.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of was Game 6 in 2011. Mm-hmm. Remember, Freese dropped a routine fly ball, and then I think Holiday did something stupid in the outfield, threw the ball away or dropped it. Yeah, and then they came back and won that great. Okay, we're on, and we got somebody on here, Scott.
We got a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
I have the answer for the former Lincoln Community High School.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, the coaches, okay.
Is it Andy McDonald and Andrew Ryan?
Yeah, Andy McDonald, can you remember the positions he played?
I cannot.
Okay, what about Andrew Ryan?
I'm not sure.
Well, you got two of them, right? Can you name any more?
No.
How about Andrew Ryan's father?
His what?
His dad.
Do you know him?
Well known through the community.
Well, maybe.
Country Companies.
Country Companies.
Well, you got two of them right.
Is it Paul?
First name Joe.
What did you say, Paul?
Yeah.
Well, you got my middle name. How'd you know? That was part of the trivia.
Just name anything about Bobby V.
Just name off a name. Yeah, do you know any of my nephews?
No.
I won't ask how old you are, but you're not as old as the Lincoln College football field. But congratulations, you just won a pizza.
And what's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, last name?
Harris.
Harris. Okay, you can pick this free large 2-topping pizza from Stuffed-Ria. You can pick that up at Jake's Furnishings anytime after 11 o'clock today.
All right. Well, that's awesome.
Okay. Thanks for calling in, and have a good day.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Wow.
Right, Stephanie Harris just won her a large 2-topping pizza from Stuffed-Ria. She named. She only knew
McDonald.
Andrew Ryan and Andy McDonald. She didn't even know Andrew's dad.
Well, not too many people know him.
Wow.
Yeah.
How can you not know Joe Ryan?
I worked with him for a
You know Joe Ryan and don't even want to know Joe Ryan. He's supposed to be
he's
here.
all right.
I haven't seen Joe for a while.
We always hype him on the deal, and he never shows up.
He's always featured, but he's never here.
He's not shy. Well, his son Andrew was the quarterback back in the day.
Yeah, and he had another son that played too.
Yeah, that's
Marty.
right. Yeah.
He was
maybe Marty was the quarterback.
I think Marty was
I get mixed up. Yeah, Marty was the quarterback, and Andrew, he probably hit hard because Joe was a linebacker.
Right. Well, we'll go over some of the, obviously Jacob Harneke, he was a quarterback.
Great quarterback.
Kirk Courtwright, Chris Tanner.
Tanner, he was pretty much a utility guy that could do anything.
And a guy that's just, he's back on the staff this year, Matt Volakovich.
Matt Volakovich would knock you into the next orbit.
Yeah.
He was a captain linebacker, I believe, for the '89 team. He was a senior. He's a Lincoln City police officer.
Yeah, he just looks mean, that bald head and,
Anytime we pass each other, we make the V sign for Verderber and Velakovic.
Oh, was it?
On the streets.
It's a V sign, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not any other digits, right?
All right.
Interesting fact about...
Because you can go to jail for that if you do that when he's on duty.
Joe, anything goes with Joe.
No, I'm talking Velakovic.
Oh, Velakovic. Okay. I want to tell a story about his grandfather.
Well, let's do that after this commercial break.
Let's do that.
We got to get some of our sponsors on
those guys,
or they're not going to let us come on anymore. So stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3, WLCNonline.com, streaming live on the web 24/7. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Name that tune?
I missed this. I can dance to it, but I can't remember.
Well, don't do it right now.
Okay.
We are live.
All right. Well, they love it, man.
This is on Channel 5 too.
Yeah.
So
they love watching Bobby B dance.
Anything that we are filming will be on Channel 5. So no dancing. Good morning. We're at BloNo Smoke right across from RP Lumber. We got Coach Andy McDonald with us this morning. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, guys.
Tough loss last night at end of season. Give us your thoughts on how that game went last night. We just talked a little bit off air, and just kind of go over the game last night, what you thought, and it's obviously a disappointing loss when you're right in the game and have a chance to win.
Yeah, it was very disappointing, and obviously it's a lot of emotion goes into a last game of the season for all the guys, and especially the seniors, knowing it's their last one. And our guys came out and played hard. I think Olympia was more physical than we probably expected coming into it, and early in the game I think they were kind of manhandling us on the line of scrimmage. But I think we started to pick it up there in the second quarter and throughout the game, and we're playing hard, and offensively played pretty well. We had over 350 yards of offense and moved the ball, and had some untimely penalties that really hurt us at times during the game, and made a nice drive there at the end. Felt like we were in a great position and to stick it in with just a few seconds left, and had the holding penalty that called us back, and that's just kind of the way it goes. We talked this morning about the thrill of victory and agony of defeat. Just right there how different it could be, the emotions after a game.
Now, just being the last game, you kind of pull out all tricks in the bag. Come out second half, and you lined up in a different formation for a couple plays. What did you call it? I know back in the day we used to call that polecat.
Yeah, we still call it that. We shortened it for cat, but yeah.
Where you line up about 2 or 3 linemen out with your wide receivers wide, and then you keep a few in. Was that something that you've been working on all year, or just kind of put that in, just kind of give a little wrinkle to your offense?
We've actually been working on it for the last several weeks, and thought that maybe this would be a good game to bring it out. It gives a little more challenge to the defense, and we were going to try to hold till the second half there, and that doesn't give a team as much time to think about it and talk about it during halftime. If we were to show it in the first half. And so we've been working on it for several weeks, and we had several plays that we can run off of it, and give Olympia a lot of credit. I mean, their kids were physical and aggressive, and even when you're, it goes to show that no matter what formation or offense you run, you still have to execute it. You still have to make blocks and plays, and they did a great job of keeping us from getting anything going out of that.
Well, you ran about, I'd say, 3 or 4 plays out of it,
right.
And you had some success until the questionable holding call, which you had. It was about a 13-yard gain, and they call holding, and you bring it back, and then you kind of just went back to your regular formation, and still able to move the ball, but a little different, and it was fun to see, kind of mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, part of that's kind of the through the course of a season, a season can become kind of monotonous with the practice routine, and we're working on things, and so it does add a little variety for the kids to work on something.
Well, I love the spirit of the team last night, Coach. They're down 20-7. Coach Schweitzer says on the air, if they score quickly, we got a chance. And then you realize we're just down by 6, and we go on to score and take the lead again. And that was a lot of fun. That was ball control and good athleticism. And we mentioned before we came on the air the great interception by Sean Cannon.
Oh, yeah.
One of the great catches probably in Lincoln Railer history.
And it is on film. I got it.
It's on film.
Yeah.
And then you brought up Will Cook's catch. He went high into the air to get that for the touchdown. And then sort of a reflex check for Conrady on that tipped ball, and made a great catch on that one. So a lot of good things about that game.
Yeah, it was a fun game, and one of the seniors said this morning that the most fun he's had that fourth quarter. I think that's why the guys, they play this game is for tough games like this, and it's exciting, and there's a lot of emotion and passion that goes into it, and it breaks out the best in guys.
Yeah, I mean you had a lot of playing time, juniors and sophomores coming back, so it's going to be exciting next year. I imagine Isles will probably get a good shot at starting at quarterback. I don't know if there's anybody come up to try and challenge him for that, but they'll have to earn that in practice, of course. But it's going to be an exciting season next year.
Yeah, we are excited, and we've already started talking about it. And Austin Cruz, our quarterback, senior captain, even talked to the kids after the game last night and kind of had some very good words of wisdom to them from his heart. Immediately after the game, and one of the things that he mentioned is, you got to work in the off season. You just can't stress enough that in the game of football, you got to put in work in the weight room and the conditioning and the speed and agility training. The quarterback's working on skills and receivers, and you've got to do a lot of that stuff in the off season to make the gains, because every level of play is such a big increase, and especially in our conference.
And we talked about the spirit, the coaches for Lincoln High. Most of them, besides Mr. Cooper, are former players, and in those ranks are some great players, guys that dedicated themselves to Lincoln High School football.
Oh yeah. And it's kind of neat to have all the former Railers on staff, and you'd like to think that there's a greater love and a passion for the team and the sport if you were a part of it at one point years ago. And
I've broadcast the game for many years, and what always amazes me is how many guys go both ways, and they never give up. In the fourth quarter, when they're getting beat up by some of the great teams in Central State 8, they never give up.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the heart and the guts really come into play, and mind over matter. Just keep telling yourself that there is no quit, and you got to keep going.
So what do you have in store for your players now? Do you have a year-ending banquet? What's going on with the team?
We'll turn in equipment and meet this next week, and then November 7th on a Thursday night, I believe it is, we'll have our end-of-season banquet, and it's usually a pretty nice evening. Gazzardo's will cater the meal, and did a great job for us whenever they do it, and and it's just kind of a nice way to cap off the season with our football family, and take a few weeks off, and we'll encourage some guys to get involved with the other winter sports that are going on, and if there's not something for them that they feel like they can contribute with, then we'll get them in the weight room.
Get them in the weight room. Get some stuff pumped in them and get them all bulked up. And
I think and some guys have already mentioned this year that they're really anxious to get in the weight room over the off season, and they've seen and they've felt the Rochesters and the SHG and the Chatham and the strength and power that a lot of those guys have, and
there's
got to put in the work.
There's no excuses now for not wanting to go to the weight room, because now we have one of the top of the line weight room that's been there 2 or 3 years.
We're on the third year now.
So there's really, back in the day, it was just a little dungeon, and who wants to work out in that? But now, great equipment, and so there's no excuse.
No, our facility is really second to none right now in our conference. There may be a couple that are larger in size, but as far as equipment, and we've had college coaches that have come by from visits and walked in and just said, "Wow, this is great." Yeah. So you're exactly right. There's no excuse other than just the willpower and the self-discipline to get in there and get after it.
Well, Coach, we won't have to worry about scheduling an out-of-conference game anymore. That was it. It had been 10 years since we'd been to Olympia, and that's the last time we play out-of-conference for hopefully a long time.
Yeah. All conference from here on out. That'll make
MacArthur, Eisenhower coming in, Taylorville, Balin.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, thanks for coming in. You can sleep in next Saturday. Take a little vacation.
I might try that.
That's not going to happen.
I appreciate you guys covering the games and doing this for us.
We appreciate you coming in every Saturday. I know sometimes it might be hard to roll out of bed and get going just because, it's stressful, and, it's very probably mentally draining. And, for you to come in to travel to Mount Pulaski last week, we appreciate that. And I know the kids see the dedication, and, like you preached all year, you got to play. You don't ever give up. So thanks for coming in, and
Thank you.
We look forward to next year and get those kids in the weight room and get it going.
We're going to be home or away to kick it off to start the season next year.
Next year?
I can't remember.
Not sure. I hadn't looked yet.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Well, it probably depends now. It might shuffle up.
Yeah, it'll be shuffled around.
So,
yeah.
Let's get all home games. Tell them we don't want to play away.
Hey, let's try that. I'll talk to Mr. Knox about that, see if we can get them all.
That should be a stipulation. Yeah. If you don't have a very good season, you should get all home games.
Yeah, kind of like the number one draft choice of, in the NFL or Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to work on that. Well, Coach, thanks for coming in. Good season.
Coach.
You guys, worked hard, but just not the outcome, obviously, that we were looking for. But it is what it is. All right, we're going to take a commercial timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk whatever Bobby V wants to talk about. I'm sure
I'll make up something.
He's got a story that he's wanting to share. So stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 WLCNonline.com. That makes you want to get up and dance.
Yeah, oh yeah. Feel like I'm at the Red Lion.
Turn the camera off, Lloyd. We're dancing. Good morning. You're in the Cheap Seats here at BloNo Smoke, located right across from RP Lumber. We got Bobby V with us. We got Dennis and myself, Scott Kirby. I'd like to thank BloNo Smoke for having us again. I would also like to thank the Hampton Inn Hotel on Lincoln's West Side for providing our fresh coffee and pastries this morning.
It was good coffee.
Very good coffee.
It's good stuff.
Hampton Inn and a box full of pastries, bagels, cream cheese,
good health
muffins, blueberry muffins, chocolate muffins. So
kept me alive this morning.
Yes, thanks to them. Call the Hampton Inn at 732-6729 and enjoy all the amenities, including a free hot breakfast.
Yes, I've partaked with that before. Yes, I've been at the Hampton Inn.
It's almost worse just staying the night there and eating breakfast in the morning than having to wake up and cook it yourself.
That's right.
Yes.
I might start doing that.
Yeah.
That's a heck of an idea. Going on today out at the Lincoln Rec Center, the Park District is having their trick or treat with the mayor, followed by trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat.
Now, what is trunk or treat?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I remember I used to sneak into the drive-in in the trunk.
Oh, the treats are in the trunk of a car. So
yeah,
it's
pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's not trick or treat.
I've got firewood in mine.
You have firewood in your...
Well, it's a long story. You don't want to hear this story, do you?
Well, we've only got about 6 minutes left in the show.
Okay.
We might have to have just another show
about
Bobby V's.
Well, I can tell you why I've got firewood
stories.
in my trunk. My girlfriend's headlights went out on her car, so she had to take my truck, which I usually take firewood in, to the airport. She flew down to Oklahoma to see her grandchild. So on the way to the game, my brother-in-law calls me and tells me he needs, happy birthday, Edward Bowlby, happy birthday.
Bowlby turns 18.
Yeah, and I've got a surprise birthday present for him. But anyhow.
Firewood.
No,
it's in the trunk.
You know what I got for him? Is that little card where you're supposed to sign up for the selective service.
Oh,
yeah. He'll enjoy that. But anyhow, so his father Kent calls me up on the way to the game and he says we need firewood, and he knows that I live out in Possum Holler and that's all I do is burn firewood, and he says we need firewood. So I had to borrow my mother's car because I couldn't drive Diane's car because the headlights are out. So that's why I loaded up the trunk with firewood. Pretty complicated story.
Boy, we just got off topic there.
Yeah.
We were on trunk or treat. Now we're on
firewood or
firewood in the trunk. Well,
yeah.
That's going on today out at what's downtown Lincoln. 3 to 3:30 registration at Latham Park. 3:30 to 4:30 trick or treat with the mayor, and then 4:30 to 6 trunk or treat. The cost is free. Hot dogs are provided by Joe Ryan, Country Financial.
He's
so
something
if
else.
you want to see him, because he's never on the show,
yeah,
I
we always
guess we're going to have to go to this.
The YMCA is a great program,
yes,
too.
It is. There's going to be a lot of fun and some games by the YMCA. For questions, call the Lincoln Park District at 732-8770. One other thing affiliated with the Lincoln Park District, they're taking registrations now for Junior Rather Basketball, which I run. So there is never a break. So
No.
that's coming up here in the next couple weeks, so get out there and sign up.
Going to the YMCA, I mean, my son's last soccer game is today, so.
Really?
As soon as I'm here, I'm out coaching that last game, so
Wow.
go green team.
Good deal.
Great sport.
It is.
That's Dennis. He's the owner of BloNo Smoke here located across from RP Lumber, which we've said 100 times. I guess that's just an easy landmark to see because in the strip mall here, there's several businesses, the Chopsticks and a few others.
Natto Technology.
And then it's easier to just say across from RP Lumber.
Yeah, we always say that. I mean, and we'll go. We do a lot of business with them. We'll go over there, and they give us a good discount sometimes because they do get free advertising from us. We always say, look for the bright green door right across the street from RP Lumber.
That's a good point. That's right across from the lumber yard.
Heck, I mean, it's on not only on the radio. I mean, everything. Every time we say something, just look for RP Lumber. We're right across the street, bright green door. So,
Are you a Lincoln native? You've been here a whole lot?
Yeah, I'm born and raised here. Actually, I was born in Pekin, but I was born and raised here practically. Went to junior high. We moved out to New Holland, Middletown, which that brings up, if you guys are in the New Holland area, go check out the City Hall at the old grade school.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of vendors are in there today. We're actually in there. You can come get some good deals. And they're doing a quarter auction until about 4:30 tonight. So go in there and get some stuff. But, yeah, I grew up in New Holland till about, I thought when I was a kid, junior high, grade school, leaving Lincoln and moving to New Holland, I was driving forever away. I'll never see anybody again.
Yeah.
And then in high school, we met everybody all over again.
Yeah.
The kids you went to school with.
You were just out in the suburbs.
Yeah. New Holland, Middletown, we learned a lot. I can't do math because of that at school and a few other things. But no.
too much vaping.
No, it was a great time. Moved back here as soon as we could. As soon as I turned 18, moved back to Lincoln. Love it here. I mean, it's a small town environment. Everybody's been great. We even for a business. I mean, everything's been really wonderful for us. One theft, they caught him. So
good deal.
That's a good deal.
So besides that, you got anything else new going on here? It looks like you're still working on your vape lounge. You got a little basketball free throw thing here going on.
Yeah, I mean the vape lounge is kind of slow but sure. I mean we've had a lot of people coming in playing pool and video games and the basketball. Things are coming and going, just taking a little bit longer than we want.
Are you gonna get the new Xbox One?
I don't know, because
if you do, I'm not leaving. I'll be right over all the time.
The only thing I hate about that is you can't use games.
Oh, you can't use the Xbox 360
No,
games?
Well, no. I mean, what I'm saying is that once you put that game in there, it's yours. I can't use that game.
Really?
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of the used game market by Xbox One and so forth, and that kind of upsets me. I mean, GameStop.
That's going to upset Family Video too.
I mean, a lot of businesses, that run off used games. But
well, do you have any specials going on?
No, we got a new thing. If you text BloNo BLONO to 40518, you can sign up for some good discounts and steals and deals, I can call it, going on. Nothing really going on for us here. Today's busy weekend. Next weekend we're flying out to Virginia. Store will still be open though. So if you are coming Friday, Saturday, or Sunday next weekend, it'll be unfortunately a little bit longer of a wait because there's only going to be about 2 people here. Mm-hmm. We got a big vaping event in Virginia.
Whereabouts in Virginia?
Richmond.
Richmond, okay.
Yep, so we'll fly out there.
Vaping event. Are you taking that thing? Because I don't know if that'll cure security.
Actually,
mass security.
Whatever. This one's actually called VaporCon, which is resembled off Comic-Con. But we have a ton of them. The biggest one so far is Chicago's Vape Bash. VaporCon will be bigger. To tell you the size of it, they rented a Hilton hotel. It's completely sold out. So they actually had to get a reserve hotel, and that one sold out. So 2 hotels completely full. They couldn't get any more hotels in that vicinity to bring it in, but there'll be a ton of people just coming as well. Yeah. You're looking over 3,000 people coming to that event.
Big bash on the East Coast.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yep. But nothing special, just, your normal.
Well,
normal
we'll probably be in here before Christmas, but with Christmas rolling around, are you going to have any Black Friday deals where
we have been working on some Black Friday deals?
You can't resist?
Yeah, we have been working on some Black Friday deals. We've also got some gift certificates in the store. Especially our biggest thing is if you don't know what to get one of your family members, but you want them to quit smoking, don't buy it. Give them a gift certificate. Let them come in. They can choose their flavor. We can work with them on their nicotine. Because it is hard. You buy a flavor for somebody and they don't like it, they're not going to use it. So the best thing is get a gift certificate. Come in.
And they're so easy. That's what I'm doing this year. Everybody's getting a gift card.
Yep.
Yeah.
And done.
Lottery tickets are a good one too.
Unless they win,
Unless
then
they
you're going to
win,
be mad.
yeah.
That's why I don't
You
buy
know,
lottery
here's
tickets.
a funny
Because I'm
thing.
going to buy the lottery ticket, and I'm going to give it to them. They're going to scratch it off and win $1 million, and then
And you'll still be working for the rest of your
Here's
life.
my story. And Mom, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but last year my mother got lottery tickets for Christmas. My grandmother bought everybody, her kids, lottery tickets. My mom won a free ticket. She never did anything with it. I said, give it here, I'll take it. She goes, yeah, you're not going to win. Well, I went to Erico, and I said, hey, will you just pick me one random ticket? I don't care. And I picked it, and I won $200. And my mom begged me the entire, well, that's part of mine, too. That was my ticket. You gave it to me.
That's right.
That's right.
Gave
That's
it to
why I
me.
don't buy lotto tickets. I don't do it. Yep. All right, Dennis, thanks for having us again. We'll be in probably next November, and talk a little bit more about what kind of specials you're going to be running for Christmas, because I'm sure with the new, that's really taken off, and
No, absolutely.
people are, getting more knowledge and more information about it, that, Christmas time, it's a perfect opportunity to give a gift that keeps on giving.
Right.
Well, that was a good quote.
Yeah, well, I've heard that
Keeps
somewhere.
on giving
Yeah.
life,
Keeps on giving life.
That should be a quote.
That might be on my business cards or under our shirts.
I ought to be a commercial maker.
You could be Chevy Chase.
Wow, yeah. Well, I think we'll end the show on that note, because it's getting deep in here.
Well, have fun in Florida.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In Virginia.
Speaking of Florida,
Yeah.
I will be in Florida next weekend, but Bobby V just found out that he will be at Christian Village.
Christian Village, okay.
What's well?
1507,
1507.
Or is it 09? 7.
0907.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he'll be with Jake Johnson next week. I'm going to try to call in and update you on the SEC experience. So
It'll be great.
A little college football.
Doesn't seem fair. You're going warm. I'm going cold.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah,
It's the card you draw.
that's right. You'll be vaping though.
Yeah.
That'll warm you right up. Get that cinnamon flavor.
Cinnamon. We have napalm. It's cinnamon.
There you go.
We got fire and ice to
warm
burn
you
you
right
on the
up.
way in,
Ugh.
cool you on the way out.
Ew. All right. I'd also got to mention Dennis Wilson. We just got too much. We're gonna have to make this a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
Dennis Wilson was our Week 8 winner for the Fantasy Football Challenge through WLCN.
Congratulations.
He can, Dennis, you can pick up your Stuffed-A-Ria pizza at Jake's Furnishings. I'm going to run these out to him right after the show. So Stephanie Harris was our caller.
Yes.
With trivia questions.
She knew Coach McDonald and Andrew Ryan.
But didn't know Andrew's dad.
Didn't know him. I don't either. He's in the witness protection program.
Yeah, we don't either. And if you want to meet him, he'll be downtown for their trunk or treat. So
Hey, we want to do a little thing today too. Is if you guys have heard us on the radio, come in today anytime. If you mention 96.3 to us, we'll give you 20% off today.
excellent.
So
Good deal.
Yes, WLCN.
I want to see how many people are out there. There's a plenty of
Oh,
listeners.
you better. Yeah,
The door's going to open up. I better
put out some cones.
Yeah.
I could prop it open, I think.
Yeah.
People come in.
Yeah, do it.
You could have a valet out there.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to our sports show here on the Cheap Seats, 96.3 WLCN online, and join us next week from the Christian Village.
We'll be there.
All right.